Title: My husband called me lazy, so I went on strike as a wife. He didn't last 2 weeks. Story first person. I, 29F, work part-time from home as a virtual assistant. My husband, 32M, works full-time outside the house, and somewhere along the line, I'm home more turned into I'm responsible for literally everything. Add marriage. For years, my life looked like this. I woke up before him, packed his lunch, made coffee, fed his dog, cleaned the kitchen, did laundry, handled groceries, paid bills, scheduled appointments, and kept the entire house running while also doing my actual job from my laptop. Add marriage. By the time he came home, dinner was usually ready, the place looked decent, and he just had to eat, shower, and relax in front of the TV or his games. Add marriage. Anytime I tried to say I was overwhelmed, he gave me the same line. I work all day. You're just at home. How hard can it be to keep the place clean and throw some laundry in? Add marriage. The breaking point was a random Tuesday. That day I had 3 client calls, a rush job, 2 loads of laundry, changed sheets, picked up his prescription, cooked dinner from scratch, and cleaned the kitchen. Add marriage. After all that, I left 1 basket of clean laundry by the couch because I was exhausted and wanted to sit for a minute. He walked in, looked at the basket, and said in the most annoyed tone, "Did you seriously do nothing all day? You're kind of lazy, you know that." I just stared at him. I could feel myself getting angry, but I refused to start a screaming match. Instead, I asked, "What do you think I do all day?" He shrugged. "You're at home. It's not that hard." Something in me snapped in a very calm way. I just smiled and said, "You're right. Maybe I am doing too much of nothing." That night, I decided to go on strike. The lazy wife strike. The next morning, I stopped being his unpaid maid and became exactly what he claimed I was. Lazy. Really, I just started doing only what benefited me. I washed only my clothes and towels. His laundry stayed in his hamper. I washed only the dishes I used. His plates and pans stayed in the sink. I cooked just enough food for myself and put it in labeled containers. If he asked where dinner was, I said, "Oh, I only made a little for me. You can order something." I cleaned my workspace, my side of the bed, and my bathroom sink. His side of the room and his messes were untouched. I stopped reminding him about his appointments, his mom's birthday, or due dates for bills. Add marriage. Day 1, he didn't really notice. Day 2, he started to get confused. He opened his drawer and said, "Babe, I'm out of clean socks." I said, "Oh, I did my laundry yesterday. Your hamper's still full. You might want to run a load." He looked annoyed but tossed some clothes in the washer. He overfilled it, used way too much detergent, and later complained that his clothes didn't smell right. I just said, "Google it, that's what I do," and went back to work. By day 4, the kitchen was getting rough. His plates, coffee mugs, and pans piled up. Crumbs on the counter. Sticky stove. I ate my prepped meals, washed my 1 plate and fork, and left the mess he created exactly where it was. He came home, looked at the kitchen, and said, "Why is the house such a mess?" I looked around and said, "My stuff is clean. If it bothers you, you can tidy yours." He muttered about me changing and not caring, but didn't actually clean anything. He just added more dishes to the pile and ordered takeout. Real consequences hit. By day 6, he had no clean work shirts. He was standing in the bedroom holding a wrinkled, half-dirty shirt from the bottom of his hamper like it had personally betrayed him. "Why didn't you wash my clothes?" he snapped. "I've been really lazy, remember?" I said, "I just washed mine. The machine is right there." He grumbled, did another half-ass load, and went to work annoyed. Week 2 is where it really hit him. Usually, I keep track of everything: dentist appointments, car maintenance, bill due dates. I set reminders, make calls, and basically act like a personal assistant on top of everything else. Add marriage. During my strike, I stopped all of that. He completely forgot about his dentist appointment and got a $75 no-show fee. He came home waving the paper. "Why didn't you remind me?" I said, "I thought I didn't do anything all day. Why would you rely on me for that?" He also forgot to pay the internet bill, and the service got cut off until he called and paid it late. He needed it for work and was furious on the phone with the ISP. Meanwhile, I quietly used my mobile hotspot for my job and carried on. By day 10, the difference between our spaces was embarrassing. His side of the bedroom looked like a teenage boy's room, clothes everywhere, bottles, trash on the nightstand. My side was tidy, bed made, floor clear. He started making little digs. You used to care about our home. You're really letting things go lately. Every time, I just said, I'm just being lazy, like you said. The confrontation. On day 13, he came home, tripped over his own shoes in the entryway, and lost it. I can't live like this, he shouted. The house is disgusting. Nothing gets done unless I do it, and you don't even try anymore. That was rich, considering I'd been doing nearly everything for years. I paused my show, turned to him, and said, Do you remember calling me lazy because I left one basket of clean laundry unfolded after doing everything else? You said I do nothing all day. So, I decided to see what that actually looks like. I pointed around the room. This is what happens when I only do my share. This mess? This stress? That's what happens when you're responsible for your own half of the work for less than 2 weeks. He opened his mouth to argue, but I kept going. For years I have worked, cleaned, cooked, managed bills, appointments, your dog, everything so you could come home to a clean house and hot food. You minimized all of that down to throw some laundry in and called me lazy. So, I stopped doing your half. And now you hate living in the house you actually create. Earlier that day, I had taped a note to the fridge. I walked over and pointed to it. It said, I've retired from being your mom. If you want a partner, act like one. I turned back to him and said, I love you, but I will not be your maid, your mom, or your project manager. If we're staying married, you do your share. If not, you can figure out how to live alone and see how easy it really is. He went quiet. For once, he actually looked embarrassed. Aftermath. He sat at the table, looking at the dirty dishes, his overflowing laundry basket, and the pile of unopened mail that I used to sort for him. Finally, he said, I really didn't realize how much you were doing. I just came home, and everything was done, so I thought it was easy. I told him, that's exactly the problem. Good work is invisible when someone else does it all the time without help or appreciation. That weekend, we did a full reset together. He did the dishes, caught up on his laundry, took out all the trash, and helped deep clean the place. Add marriage. Then we sat down and made a literal chore chart like roommates. He does dishes every other day. He vacuums twice a week. He does his laundry start to finish. I cook 3 nights. He cooks 2 nights, and we do leftovers or take out the other 2. We both handle our own appointments and put shared stuff on a calendar we both see. Add marriage. Now, on weeknights, it's normal to see him folding clothes while we watch TV or loading the dishwasher without being asked. He still occasionally complains, but now when he starts I just raise an eyebrow, and he shuts up pretty fast. So, was going on strike and letting his life fall apart for 2 weeks too extreme, or was it the only way he was ever going to understand how much I actually do?